My senior year, they were asking me, like, hey, what do you think you want to do, this, and that? I was like, oh, I think I want to go to college. And they were like, I don't think that's the best idea for you. Maybe you should just get a trade, try that, just try getting a job, because I don't think you'll be able to handle a college curriculum. Like, you haven't had that type of training. I said, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. All right, no problem. Well, whatever. I just left it alone. No problem. You can think what you want. Just leave it alone. Now, my senior year in high school, my father ended up having a brain aneurysm beginning of the school year. He was in a medical-induced coma for 3 months. Now, during those 3 months, I lived with my father and my grandparents. So literally, my father was the man of the house. He took care of everything. And then when my father went into the coma, it left me as the man of the house, because my grandparents were elderly. They couldn't do everything. So it went from me having a little part-time job to, make sure I could take my girl out on a date on Friday nights to the movies and stuff like that, to I got to buy groceries. This is different. So when this whole situation was going on, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell the people in the school. I didn't want them to know. I said, why do I need to tell you? What are you really going to do for me? They pulled me out of class one day. It was like, we just talked to your mom, and we found out that your father had a brain aneurysm. Why didn't you tell us? Well, what were you going to do? How are you going to help me? How are you going to help my family? We're in six-figure debt. How are you going to help us? They said, well, we could have gave you some extra time on your test. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm actually taking a test right now. Can I go back to finishing it? Because what you're saying to me right now isn't doing anything for me. Me and my family got to dig ourselves out of this hole. You can't do a thing for us. So I let that situation go. By the grace of God, my father had a full recovery. Walking, talking, reading, writing, driving, doing anything that a normal human being can do, my father now is able to do. He had a full recovery. It was a struggle, though, because he had to learn how to write, he had to learn how to walk, he had to learn how to talk. I had to read his mail for him, manage the finances, all that stuff. Me and my family, we had to come together to make sure we took care of. Now, back to that final meeting. See, I had the meeting in the beginning of the year, and then I had a meeting at the end of the year, the IEP meeting with the special ed counselors. That final meeting, that final IEP meeting, after they knew I was going to graduate, they were like, okay, so it's been a whole year. I know it was kind of rough for you, but, what do you think you want to do now? We talked about Votech. We talked, you're pretty good at art. Why don't you try, doing something with art? I said, oh, no, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to go to college. Yeah, let's do that. They said, so you still think you want to try to go to college? I said, yeah, let's do that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go this summer. I'm not even gonna wait. I'm not waiting for September. I'm gonna go this summer. We don't think that's the best idea, but if you really want to do that, then okay. All right, so here's your IEP form. We just want to know, since you're going to be going off to college, we just need you to sign off here basically saying that, do you want the school to know? Do you want anyone to know that you were in special ed classes? Like maybe they can accommodate you. Maybe they can, help you out. Help me out how? I don't want to be treated any differently. I don't want to be treated any differently than anybody else. If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to make it, I want to be treated the same as everybody else, and I want to prove that I can do this. That my work ethic got me to that degree. I don't want your help. You can keep it. I don't need nothing from you. You've done enough. I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here. So I left. I went over to Mercer County Community College. It was a struggle. It was hard because while I was there, I was doing projects and working on things and working on papers, doing a whole bunch of work that I'd never been taught how to do before. And it would have been real easy for me to just say, you know what? Obviously, this just ain't for me. I didn't learn this before, so, you know what, I got a real reason for me to have an excuse here. I'm just going to walk away from it and do what they said, get a job at a warehouse or something like that. And mind you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with working at a warehouse if that's what you want to do. It's not what I wanted to do. Went to Mercer County, did what I had to do. I got the tutors. I asked for help. I stayed late. I got 2 jobs. I was working 2 jobs with a full schedule. And the part that a lot of people don't know about is the fact that I used to sleep in my car in an empty parking lot because I couldn't afford to go back and forth from work to home to school. It was just too far, and I didn't have the money, and nobody was going to be able to help me. Now, mind you, I could have called my mom and be like, Mom, I'm struggling, but she was strapped for money too. So I'm not going to put more of a burden on top of her head when I am an able-bodied male. Wasn't nothing wrong with me. My legs work. I got a working mind. I can think just fine. I can figure this out. It was going to be hard. It was going to be a struggle. I was going to sweat, cry, blood, all that. Whatever you want to call it, I did it. I went through every emotion you can think of. I was frustrated. I was mad. I was in tears. I was fearful. I dealt with it all. Everything that you could possibly think of, everything that could have possibly tried to stop me from getting a degree, I dealt with, but I dealt with it anyway and got my degree.